We're good. We're live.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Motormouth Broadcasting, and welcome in to round one here of the High Point Racing GT Challenge Championship out at Watkins Glen this evening. I'm your commentator Hamish Monroe, joined by Jim Cunningham once again. Jim, big night of racing for us here at Watkins Glen on the eve of the Watkins Glen 6 hour on iRacing this weekend. The GT Challenge comes to what is formerly a street circuit, now a permanent race course. Here, of course, this track, known for a wide variety of racing. Of course, the Cup Series comes here, as well as Xfinity racing as well. And, of course, sports car racing in the form of IMSA and, as well, the Michelin Pilot Challenge as well. But, Jim, big race coming up. We've dealt with our technical difficulties. We're ready to go as qualifying is coming to an end very shortly. And for the GT3 Pros and Pro-Ams and the GT4 Ams and Rookies, it is going to be a tough night race for them here at Watkins Glen once the sun goes down and the twilight begins. Hopefully for those drivers, though, the sun doesn't set on their race too early. Hopefully they can make it through the whole evening for them.
You got one in the first 2 or 3 minutes. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
That was a good one.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, so no, I agree. This is, obviously the whole world is focused on Watkins Glen this weekend. You had the real IMSA 6 hour this past weekend, which had some great action.
The yellow flag 6 hour.
Yes, it was. Yes, the windshield popping out 6 hour. That's a whole other issue. Yeah.
IMSA could not have picked a worse weekend to have the 6 hour on, could they? The same weekend as the N24.
Yeah, I know, right? It was. Yeah, that was. Yeah, not the best choice. And then, of course, all your iRacing stuff is focused this weekend towards Watkins Glen and the 6 hour iRacing event, which means everything is racing here this week. I've done. This will be my third sports car race at Watkins Glen this week already. And so, yeah, it's, again, I think we're in for some action. If what I saw last night in the race I did is any indication, the S's should be quite interesting on lap one. We are in the process now of finishing up qualifying. So we'll throw this up there just so we can kind of get a look at the current times, and then we'll have our grid popping up soon, since we don't have a lot of time to go over this stuff.
Of course, qualifying has now come to an end though, so drivers have been putting in the lap times as best they can across the 4 different classes. Couple of drivers in that list for whatever reason. Oh, I see the issue here, Jim. Anthony Crownover has been listed as a GT4. Did I mislist him for you? Is that my fault?
Well, we can get that straight.
No, it's not. Yeah, no, you've put him in as a GT4 when he's actually a GT3 Pro-Am.
Oh,
so
okay, yeah, we'll get that straight.
All right, to be fair, we had to reclassify everybody, and to have one incorrect is a pretty good outcome, in my opinion.
Well, I think that you're giving me way too much credit. We're bound to have more errors than that. Okay, who is this we're looking for?
Anthony Crownover.
Oh, he was one of the last guys, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he is a Pro-Am GT3?
Yes, he is, because he is in the Ferrari, so...
All right.
Be a bit awkward for the GT4 class to have a Ferrari classed with them. Might be a little bit unfair advantage for him.
They've got a little warm-up, so we're okay.
Oh, we got a little warm-up session too. Oh, we can have a good chat about Watkins Glen then, Jim.
We can.
Oh,
actually, I love Watkins Glen, man.
It's
my kind of track. It's one of those classic tracks as an American, that you grew up watching. That I grew up watching. This was arguably the premier sports car track in America when I was growing up.
Yeah, I think you think of sports car racing in the US, you think of Daytona, you think of Sebring, you think of Road Atlanta, and you think of Watkins Glen.
I mean they are to be honest
with you,
the
4 big boys.
I don't think of Daytona only because, I know the 24-hour, in all for that reason, but I think classic, like road racing circuits and Road America, Road Atlanta, and Watkins Glen would be those 3. To me, Sebring is it is what it is. I love Sebring. I mean, Daytona is what it is. It's cool. It's a you know, it's a novelty
Oh well,
to me. I'm not a
and
big Roval fan, so but I don't get me wrong. I respect the race. The 24-hour of Daytona race is amazing, but I don't know. I like classic road racing circuits.
big Roval fan. I do love a good Roval. Give me Daytona, give me Charlotte. I would love in a world where
Homestead.
IMSA goes to Homestead,
I
Miami.
knew
I
you were
love
going to say
Homestead.
that.
I love Homestead is my favorite Roval course. It is so good, and I think it's criminal that it is not on the IMSA calendar. Because it's, you get you get to have the vibes of Miami,
That's true.
whilst also getting a good classic, Roval circuit. Don't send IMSA to the Miami Road Course. Send them to
No.
Homestead.
Yeah, no.
That's the place to send them.
Well,
Maybe don't give them, don't put them on Road Course A where they have a giant bump that they have to climb to get back onto the straight. Send them to Road Course B where they can run around the bowl and then come back down the straight. That's probably the
yeah.
safer option for them.
Well, that is a horrible transition for Road Course A. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I've seen so many cars wrecked there just because of that transition, getting back on the
Oh
on the main oval track.
yeah. Yeah. It is. It is a real difficult one for them. And I mean, if they they go to Indy, they go to Daytona. You could maybe send them to Charlotte, but I actually think Charlotte's road course is better suited to, cup racing, or if you were to send like some lower end production car racing
I
there.
really wish IMSA would go to Charlotte, especially since my son's going to be going to college in Charlotte for the next 4 years. So I could easily go out and make the IMSA race in Charlotte. Have no problem convincing the wife that that's a trip we need to make. So I wish they would go there. That would be super exciting for me for the next 4 or 5 years. So.
Well, of course, Watkins Glen, the 6 hour is coming up this weekend. This time last year, I took part in the Watkins 6 hour. We gridded up in P49, finished P5 at the end of that race, and we did not enter pit lane aside from taking pit stops once. We kept that car as clean as possible. We literally just drove it to keep it clean. We let drivers go, especially when it was raining. I had the due diligence of doing the wet stint, which was about an hour and a half. And I just said to them, I'm just going to let people go. I'm not battling them in the rain because the race can easily be thrown away by battling in the rain. I just let people go. There was about 4 or 5 times there was someone coming up on me. They wanted to send it at the bus stop, and I just let them go. And they ended up crashing every time they came past me at the bus stop, and I just zipped straight past them again. So, there are some good strategies you can bring to Watkins Glen. If you're the fastest in the session, then I say, you go for it. You have a crack. We were not particularly the fastest car, but we were definitely the cleanest.
Hang on to it, Jed. Messed up the nose of that pretty paint job, too.
I hope that doesn't happen to me this weekend, Jim, because last year I did the race in the Corvette. This year we decided we're going to go the opposite end of the freedom spectrum. We're going to drive it in the Mustang. So
that is the opposite end of the freedom spectrum.
Yep. And I hope that Jed, if I'm not 100% sure if this is fixed, set up or not. If it's open set up. Okay, I was going to say, because if it's open and he's running medium downforce, he's playing with fire, because that Mustang hates medium downforce.
Yeah.
At Watkins Glen.
Apparently, Jed's got a heavy foot.
Oh well.
You can watch him as he takes off. So
we're gonna have to start calling him Lead instead of Jed, apparently.
If he keeps doing that, we will start calling him Lead. That'll be awesome. he might already be tagged and don't even know it yet.
Who knows? We've already got a name tag for him.
Yes, right off the bat, huh? All right, let's see.
So
let's get our drivers up.
As they get ready to follow the pace car around for rolling start, this is our starting grid for tonight's race. Nathan Biggett will start on the front row with Ryan Bajoli in P2. Then we have Lakin Shaw and Stephen Smith in behind them, Tristan Richard and Shelby Hoff for your top 6. Then we get to the top 2 of the GT3 Pro-Am with Michael Caffrey and Brian Scott lining up ahead of Todd Beyer and Justin Bock. Jed Cotterman, or Led Cotterman as we've now called him, starting alongside Scott Scott Petroni, Kevin Batchelor, and Michael Smith will then line up as the last GT3 Pro car who actually set a lap time in the session. John Swan, Anthony Cranover will start ahead of Frank Falco, Jacob Cotterman, Kenneth Clodden, and Brandon Herzing, with Travis Edwards at the back of the GT3 field. Then we get into our GT4s with the pole position driver of Lance Campbell ahead of Cole Maley, Trevor Thompson, Corey Surtiff, James Langevin, John Voigt, Tyler Hammond, then to the pole position of the GT4 rookies with Carlos Sierra, Sean Patchen. What?
No. Cole May, way back over here in 23rd spot, is the pole sitter for the AMs. Look at that.
Have I not what the?
Did you classify him wrong?
Correctly?
Ah.
Let me double check this. I will double check.
More than likely, it's my mistake.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's an AM. He's not a rookie. So
it is my mistake. Oh,
that's fine. Then we had Sean Patchen, Christopher Coy, Paul Escobar, Kim Ludke, Edward Delano, Johnny Janik, Quinn Moore, and Aidan Kiley. The not starting on the grid at this stage, Aaron Gomez, who was P11 in the GT3 Pro field, is starting at the very back as the GT3s are getting started. It is lights up, and they are away. The GT4s will follow them down the straight as we enter towards turn number 1 for the first time. So the GT4s approaching the start-finish line under lights. Look at all those yellow and white headlights of the GT3 field as they run up the hill for the very first time. See Stephen Smith locked in well. The GT4s have now gotten it started here as Lance Campbell leads them up the hill in the Aston Martin GT4 car. There's already drivers starting to battle here towards the bus stop. Keep themselves clean as Nathan in the Mustang leads the way.
Well,
so the GT3's got away nice and clean. I don't think we had any incidents thus far, Jim, which is good to see.
No, that's a lot better than what I saw last night, believe me. Yeah, Nathan's up there in the front running that Dark Horse livery on that Mustang. I love that car. It's a good-looking car. Yeah, they really clean start. Super impressed by that, to be honest with you.
We've got some close battling happening in amongst the midfield of the GT4s. Tyler Hammond on the back of James Lanegan, sorry, that name might test me, here for P29, P28 overall. James on the back of John Voigt too, so there's a couple of Mercs and a McLaren taking the battle to themselves here as the GT3s enter up towards the end of the boot section and back onto the Cup circuit. We've got Shelby Hoff challenging Stephen Smith just ahead of him with Tristan Richard in behind. Then the leader of the GT Pro-Ams, Caffrey, is hot on their heels as well.
Right here. Yeah, and just so I believe that that the picture-in-picture shot is the GT4 class right now. Is that correct? Or are you showing?
Yes, it is. Yes, okay. It is. It is
so,
the GT4.
So you're seeing a little GT3 action on the big screen, and then the smaller screen. I tell you what, most of these guys in this field are American. I'm going to get rid of those flags and make that thing just a little smaller to help us. Well, not if I do it that way, I won't. Make it a little smaller so that we can see a little better. And so you got the GT3s on the big screen and the GT4s for the most part on the small screen, unless we need to cut away to some good battles or something right now. But speaking of good battles...
Oh, Lake and Shore, sorry. He's just had a big off track and he is dropping spots. Let's watch this. And the McLaren down into the wall at the end of the bus stop, so it claims its first victim.
My goodness. Yeah, that's
and that car, he's lucky it's a rear engine car, Jim, because that could have taken big damage as they're back with the leader of the GT4s.
It might have still taken some front end suspension damage, though.
Very well could have. Could have some steering rack damage as well. He'll have to test himself, see how the car feels. We'll check in on him on the little screen and maybe just sit on board, see if he's carrying any steering damage. Doesn't look like it.
Try his cockpit cam. You'll probably see his wheel a little bit better. There you go. Once you get straight. Nah, he doesn't look too bad at all.
That's okay. That's all right. He probably got lucky there. Maybe a little bit of downforce damage on that car. So he'll have to then, I think, just maybe take some optionals as Kenneth Clodden is spun round in the background of these drivers. I must say, Jim, actually quite surprised. We can actually see quite a fair bit here.
We can.
In the darkness of Watkins Glen. I was skeptical. We can actually see quite a fair bit, which is good. So I'm assuming the admins tested this before we actually came racing, although the sun's not completely down yet.
Yeah, I'm sure they tested it. So, I'm finally getting around to classifying Cole May because I didn't want to miss any of the race action. And so I believe you said he was an AM, not a, uh-oh.
Yeah, he is an AM, not a rookie.
It's not going to let me change it because the race is going on?
It should let you change it.
It's not.
Why?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Mine does whenever I do it.
It literally came up with choices were all black. There was no
Driver
choices.
Overrides.
Yep.
And then find Cole May. And then we go to the drop down and we change him.
It's not. Is it? It's actually not May, is it? It's
GT4.
Maley.
Oh, Maley. Sorry, Cole Maley. There we go.
That's working. Okay.
Okay. And then he's
GT4 AM, right? Just to make sure.
Yes, he is.
Okay. Sorry about that. All right, we're good. Apologize for that, guys. And
two drivers misclassified out of 38. I think is a very fair effort, Jim. To be fair, so
38 in a matter of what 10 minutes. We had to do all that in. We had to load them in and
basically 10 or 15 minutes. Yeah, so we did pretty well.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, we're good.
I've had it where nearly a whole class is misclassified before, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, we're good.
So Lake and Shaw, Kenneth Clodden have now dropped behind the GT4 cars, or they're amongst the GT4 field at the moment, as Michael Smith has gone off in the Lambo.
Oh, he sure has.
Down at the where's he gone off?
That's coming out of turn 1? No.
No, that's the second to last corner.
Oh,
so I did mention it was. I mentioned to you pre-show, Jim. Very interesting and.
He didn't hurt it though.
No, he didn't hurt it. Very, very interesting and selective choice to take the Lambo. This car, I think, has built a reputation of being a absolute manhandle. Like you are struggling ever since this car dropped out of being the best GT3 car about 2 years ago. It has just been an absolute boat. It is one of the toughest cars to keep on the road and to keep nice and straight. It's definitely a good test for him, as Anthony Crownover in the GT3 class has had an incident here in the Pro-Am, so he's looked to that thing has just decided no into.
Who did he take
I think that might have been Scott Petrone. It was Scott Petrone.
Oh no, poor Scott, minding his own business. Golly, I'm gonna pull that up, show it one more time on the big screen here. That's worth looking at again.
That was a wild incident.
Right in front of him, coming out of the bus stop.
Nowhere to go. Nowhere. You know what? That is the most Watkins Glen 6-hour incident I think I've ever seen. You can sum up. You can sum up how is someone going to blow it up into the bus stop in the 6 hour? It's going to be exactly like that.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's about as Watkins Glen as you can get right there. If you were going to describe a wreck at Watkins Glen, that would be it. For most people, anyway. What's funny is you talk about the Lambo. By the way, let's see here real quick. I'm gonna go up here to fourth place in the pro division. We've got Shelby Hoff and Tristan Richard here. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's Stephen Smith and Tristan Richard having a good little battle here. That BMW coming alongside of him there. Oh, he's going to get that done coming into the bus stop. Oh, yeah. Yep. So what's funny is talking about the Lambo. I drove the Lambo until the McLaren came out. And I loved the Lambo. So I loved that mid-engine car. Well, when
you could have just driven the Audi R8, Jim. They are the same car.
They didn't feel the same to me. I know they're supposed to be, but they didn't feel the same. So I drove the Lambo, and then when the McLaren came out, I switched to it. And then when the Acura came out, I switched to it, and that's what I'm still driving currently.
Oh, we love the V-Power, Jim.
I don't race enough anymore because broadcasting takes too much time now, as you're well aware of.
Yeah, I get to do a race every 3 months or so as Christopher Coy. Just had an incident down at turn 1, lost the rear wing,
Well, he sure did.
and then had to wait for the rest of the field to come past in his Porsche GT4 Cayman. Lakenshaw, though, battling his way through the field. He's come up through the GT4s, as has Kenneth Clodden just ahead of him as well. Scott Petrone has come through pit lane. Going to battle his way through as well. Anthony Cronova, who had that wild incident through the bus stop, is now at the very back of the GT4 field and has to battle his way further up. There's still plenty of time in this race, though. Roughly 51 minutes left, so there is time for him to come back. But if the leaders are able to keep themselves clean up here, Jim, well, it's going to be a tough race for him to catch them. So maybe we'll get a pace car at some point. I know it happened during Daytona last week in the IMSA series. So hopefully we maybe see a safety car come out, and that then puts the field back together.
I would say, based on the fact that the field now is spread out over 3/4 plus of the track, that's a lot less likely to happen, to have an event big enough to, at this point. Well, I mean, maybe
it could take someone. It could take someone needing a tow at the bus stop. That might bring it out for us.
That's true. I don't. That's possible. But again, as you can see now by the track map there, things have spread out a little bit. There is a little battle up for the lead up here. Sort of, they're running nose to tail. I don't know that they're fighting necessarily. I think more than anything else, they're just trying to put some gap between them and the rest of the field, and they're doing a good job at it. Shelby Huff is running in third place in the pro category, and he's about 3 seconds behind these two, and it looks like they're starting.
More than likely, Jim, the people in the GT3 cars may be just getting some practice in for the 6 hour this weekend. Getting a nice stint practice in for them, under racing conditions.
Sure.
Obviously, this is the opposite end of the spectrum of what they'd be practicing for, because come Saturday and Sunday and Friday, they're going to be the slowest car in the field comparatively to the LMP2 and the GTP. And for anyone who's ever done a multi-class race, it is a godsend when you show up on race day and there is no other classes higher than yours if you're in the GT3 cars.
Yes.
It is the best feeling to get into the Watkins 6 hour or the Daytona 24 hour, whatever it may be, and it is only GT3s in your split. It is just like, oh, good, it's going to be a good day, because you are always frightened that an LMP2 or a GTP may just misinterpret when they can actually pass you, and then all of a sudden your race is over. So
yeah, I tell you, the beauty of multi-class racing, especially like league multi-class racing like this, is to learn. And we talked about this for the Daytona High Point race last week. There's an element of learning how to race multi-class racing, how to pass, how to get out of the way, how to not necessarily get out of the way, how to just do your thing and let them go around you, and not do something stupid like over slow down and cause a wreck or something like that, which we've all done. Not criticizing anyone, of course. There's an art to it, and you caught it right there. Who was that?
That was Brian Scott. He's still waiting to get the car back on circuit.
See, that's the
He's
problem.
finally found a gap. I think one of the biggest issues, not even just with multi-class racing, but even one-make series as well. Drivers who may be learning. So if there's a large skill deficit amongst a field, and if it's a one-make series, it's even worse. If there's a large skill deficit amongst the field, drivers who may be new or are learning, they sometimes need to be reminded of, actually, how do you let blue flags past?
Yes.
Multi-class racing helps teach you that it is the smarter decision as a lower class driver to hold your line, because the faster car can easily pass you offline. It's not difficult for a GTP car or an LMP2 to pass a GT3 car on the outside at a corner, or to get you under brakes on the inside, or to wait until the straight and then just stream past you with their acceleration. But then on the opposite end of the spectrum too, I think more higher class prototypes need to be more patient in actually waiting to get past. So
100%.
one of the biggest things I learned, Jim, in my 2 attempts of the Raw before the 24 in the highest class in the LMP3 was learning when I actually need to be patient around Daytona and when I can actually get somebody into a corner. It cost me the race last year because I wasn't patient, and there was a 4-pack battle of GT4s, and I decided I'm going to come past them because I'm in the faster car and they've left me a gap, and it ended my race. This year, I waited when I came across a 4-pack battle, and I just got them on the bowl. And you know what it equated in, Jim? It equated in me winning the race by a lap ahead of every other LMP3 car.
There you go.
The year before I had the pace to win, but I gave it up because I was impatient.
Yep.
So, you know, taking those learnings and changing up how you approach it is such a massive benefit. And you just need to be able to self-reflect and learn those little nuances of multi-class racing or racing amongst slower drivers.
So, yep, and you're 100% correct. So that right there was Michael Caffrey, and he is a Pro-Am driver, and he apparently is Australian, if I'm not mistaken. That's the Australian flag I see.
He is Australian.
And he just got by Tristan Richard, who is a pro. Oh, I was more concerned with the pro driver thing. Oh, you know what? Not the Canadian. By the way, if you guys start watching the stream regularly, you'll find out that that Hamish is obsessed with Edmonton Canadians. I don't know why, but all he ever wants to talk
about.
Fan,
Jim.
All he ever wants to talk about is Edmonton Oilers, and we're American here. We don't even recognize hockey in the South.
Jim, I have got a dream of going to Rogers Place one day. I've also got a dream of going to Edmonton and going to the mall that's there that has a roller coaster in the mall.
Yes, in Minnesota. It's called...
No, in Edmonton.
Oh, they have one in Edmonton? Well, they have one in Minnesota,
have one in Edmonton.
Too. So you can Minnesota as well. It's called Mall of the Americas. And,
I know, Mall of the Americas. Isn't it like 5 miles long or something? Like
I don't think it's that. Big.
No, it's not that big, but it's big. Like it's a big mall.
Yes, it's probably the largest mall you've ever seen, from what I heard. I haven't actually been there.
More than likely.
But I don't think it's anything that crazy. By the way, I didn't have this open because of all the crap that we were messing with before the race, and yes, I said crap. So I want to take a look here at the second place car in the Pro-Am category. That's Jed Cotterman. He is one. This is going to be interesting because it's going to come right up over your picture-in-picture. Now I just realized that.
Okay.
He's the organizer of this league, and so he's had the same kind of day that I've had trying to get all this stuff squared away since it's week 1 and we just have issues. But this is a feature that we're bringing. We brought it in the High Point IMSA series as well. It's driver cam, so they can share their webcams with you. And here's Jed, and as you can see there, Jed's camera is not showing up. That's perfect, even though it's supposed to be.
The fact you set it up and it just hasn't happened.
Okay, well, so what I wanted to tell you about was that, so Jed has a son. And his son is somewhere in this field, and his name is Jacob. And as soon as I find Jacob, because he's in here somewhere.
He's amongst the Pro-Am field of GT3 cars.
There he is right there. He's 2 places behind his father.
He's two places behind his dad.
Jacob, on the other hand, is sharing his cam with us. Unlike his father. His father was supposed to be sharing his. But this
sounds way too close to home for me, Jim, I'll be honest with you. Not that I would be 2 places behind my father in a GT3 car. I'd very likely be 2 places ahead of him. Now, give us a supercar, he'd be ahead of me for sure because I haven't got the time in. But there's also the point of I would have my camera on. He would have forgotten to turn his on as well.
Yes. So, well, that's probably happened. But given everything that happened before this race, I'm not real surprised by that. So tonight we only have 2 guys in the field that are sharing their cams, and Jacob is one of them. And the other one is Edward, which where is he at here? Let me find Edward.
Edward Defano is in the GT4 class, currently in P3 for his class, but P33 overall.
33
That's who
overall.
you're-
That'll help me. No, it's yeah, that's him. Okay. And when I click on him, oh no, that's a big wreck right there by Jacob. Holy cow!
my God!
Hope that wasn't commentator curse there, but oh my
So
goodness.
if we were going to get a safety car, Jim, that'd be a safety car worthy incident right there. But he has towed back to pit lane.
Yeah, he did. Oh man, that's unfortunate. So I think Gomez got caught up in that too. Let's take a look at that one more time here.
Oh.
Yeah, Gomez got involved in that too. It actually happened a little before that when Jacob ran off track is what really started that here.
Oh, apparently Jed lives 5 minutes away from Carlos.
Oh, down in that's
Yeah.
I believe that's down in Florida. They're all Florida boys down there. Yeah, so that's well, I'm going next I don't know, 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something. All right. Anyway, back to live action here, and so I'm going to go click on Edward real quick in the. He's currently running in what is he in?
He's now P32 overall, thanks to the fact that Jacob's having to fix his car in pit lane.
Jacob helped him out there, but anyway, so when I click on Edward. Okay, so that's a different.
So Edward's got his POV, but unfortunately his camera is orientated wrong.
It is. Yes, we'll fix him up on that. But just by the position he's in there, do you know who that is now?
Just ahead of him is.
No, you remember he's the one that lays back in the formula position, and we told him he had to get the googly eyes for his mask.
Right. That's right. He has his VR, and we told him he needs to get googly eyes for the VR.
So we will straighten him out on that eventually here. But anyway, I'm gonna go to this action right here as we've got. Is that? Okay, no, Collid's coming up on that damaged car. Who is that damaged car? Is that Falco? No. No, Falco's in a. Sure. Yeah, that is Falco.
It is Falco.
Yes, that is Falco. Okay. Anyway, so apparently Travis Edwards just had an incident. So let's see what happened with Travis. Actually, we've had a couple of incidents here. Yes.
Jim, is it bad that I've just realised that iRacing did make the new McLaren GT3 car have a flamethrower at the back?
Oh, it does. Absolutely, it has.
Because I've just seen it spit flames as he shifted down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it definitely spits flames.
Oh. I'd love to see it.
Michael Caffey.
Oh, Michael.
You and I.
He was having such a good run.
He was having a good run.
As the leader of the GT3 Pro-Am class. Michael Smith as well in the Lambo, who had that minor spin earlier, Jim.
Yes.
He's on a good run back up the field at the moment. He's in P8 in his class, and he's P11 in the GT3s.
Wow. Yeah, that is a pretty good run. Speaking of that, let me get it back to live action here, and we're going to go back. We got the grouped thing up there, so we can kind of see how everybody's running in class right now. It's funny, half the people want to see this.
Michael is struggling to get that car back going again. I just saw him pull out ahead of those cars coming around.
Oh, that's not
good. I guarantee you, the poor car may have some brown paint on the back of it now as he came around there and just saw Aaron facing. That's all been sorted.
That's kind of like that LMP2 crash this weekend at Watkins. Guy rounds the corner and the other LMP2 car is facing the wrong way right in his face. All right, well, everything's kind of gapped out here a little bit except for Falco here getting past or getting pushed by Kenneth Culloden. But, of course, Falco's he's added some extra cooling to his car by opening the front vents up a little bit or removing the nose, however you want to call it. We do have a little battle back here going on. Let's go back here into the GT4s. I haven't done much GT4 stuff yet. We've got a decent little battle here between, Corey, I can't say his last name, is Satirov, I guess? Surtov, yeah, Surtov. And then the one we kept mispronouncing his name earlier, which is Cole Malley. Yes.
So it's good to see, though, that there are still some battles happening amongst them. Unfortunately, due to Watkins Glen, it can spread a little bit.
Yes.
But it should mean that drivers kind of find their way back towards each other again once the strategies come together as well.
Yeah, and we're going to see. We'll probably see pit stops here starting soon, just to guys that are going to try to pit early and maybe try to jump people, especially if they're in traffic or something like that. And maybe you just want to get out of traffic and try to catch some clean air. But all you got to do is look at the track map and you realize there's not a whole lot of clean air unless you're the leader. Short of the leader, there's not a whole lot of clean air out there.
So at the moment, the GT3 cars are now trying to traverse their way through the GT4s. There's the Corvette of Justin Brannon Herzing, has just made his way past that battle we were watching of Cole Malley and Corey Surtiff. So Brannon in the Iron Brew Vet has now got got the lap traffic of Michael Caffery in his sight. So Michael had the incident up at the entry to the Cup circuit.
Yes.
Is about to go a lap down on P10 in the GT3 overalls, but P3 in his own class of the GT3 Pro-Am. So he's going to have to get a move on.
So Frank Falco pitted, but unless they've got a fast repair, he did not spend enough time. Okay, they must have fast repair because he only spent 22 minutes stopped in the pits and his front end's back on. So I'm assuming they must have a fast repair. I don't honestly know the answer to that, but I do know where we can find out. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to kick us out of picture-in-picture for a second. We'll go back to just one view here. And we're going to put the schedule up because I posted this. Yep, one fast repair. So it's got the specifications for the race. Normally we would have went over this early in the race, but we didn't. So they're on 60% fuel tonight, and they do have one fast repair. And so that answers that question. Okay. So, yeah, he got his car fixed up. That was cool. He went ahead and made some laps, and he waited till he needed to pit. I think that's a good move on his part. He he stayed out there and didn't lose a ton of spots. Now he's made his pit stop, and we'll see how it goes from here. And that's a GT3 car going around him. He is a GT3. He's just a Pro-Am. But, yeah, he'll be all right. He put some laps down without a lot of traffic in front of him now. Yeah, we're starting to see a few guys pit in. Kenneth Clodden's in. Lakin Shaw's in. Of course, of course
as well. We've got 60% fuel limit, Jim. So both car classes with 100% fuel can make an hour with their stints. So some drivers coming in slightly early. Obviously, 50% would get them to 30 minutes. 60% allows them to do roughly 35 or 37 minutes. So they should have enough time now to get home off this one stop. Those drivers who had to stop earlier to fix their damage will need another stop.
Yes.
But if they were smart, they would have taken fuel when they were fixing their car, so it just cuts down the stop time of the second stop in the race. But it is going to be so difficult for them to come back from a two-stop strategy in an hour-long race. Bit easier if you're doing say a 2-hour race and the car's got 100% fuel, so it means you only need one stop anyway. Bit easier to come back in a two-stop strategy in that sort of racing environment, but yeah, it's going to be a tough go for them to come back now with only half an hour to go, especially without a pace car out on track as well.
So I wonder, talking about Edward and his cam earlier, he probably is listening to the broadcast while he's driving in his car. So if you are, that camera you got is sideways, which I'm sure you were able to see that if you've got YouTube pulled up, which you probably do. So yeah, we need to get you a better angle, and we need to get back to the angle that shows your VR unit, and we need to get you some big googly eyes to put on the front of that. We're expecting to see that here in the next week or so. If I have to order them from Amazon and send them to you, I will.
I think, Jim, not only big googly eyes, but some big fake eyelashes above the big googly eyes as well.
I'm not going to do that.
Just really accentuate it,
No, I'm not going to do that to him.
Oh, John Swan.
Oh, no,
who had a spin earlier in the GT3s.
Oh, he turned his
camera. Corvette.
Edward turned his camera.
Oh, he did too. Oh, that's good.
Let's go back to picture-in-picture, and I'll let you show that real quick, and then we'll turn Edward's cam off for a second.
So it was through the bus stop He's caught the curb. He's then towed it back to pit lane. He's already had a spin prior to now on the entry cup circuit, but
Oh,
just
yeah.
straight lined
Yep.
over that. And of course, the vet does not want to turn when you're carrying too much pace through the
Well,
corner and
the
around the rear
problem,
end.
go back to that again. The problem is he didn't catch enough of the outside curb here getting close to the wall. He missed way too much of that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so
he turned in too late.
Yeah, way too late. And that's what got him there. He was just way too late on his entry, and you can't get that car turned from that angle unless you slow it way down. And that's all that happened there. Oh, good job on the slow-mo too. Well, it's good working with a professional. I mean, I don't know what it's in. I'm just saying. It seems nice to have a professional around.
I mean, it's one of those little things of trying to incorporate. I think about it. How would they show it in real life? Well, they show the crash on a replay at full speed. Then when they do the replay again, they normally get it slow-mo, so we can kind of see the cool drift that the car pulls before it is absolutely destroyed into the wall.
Right. That's what. But yeah, that was simply a matter of him just not turning in early enough. You got to get so close to that outside wall going through there to really make it the bus stop fast. Now you could.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually I'm actually really fast through the bus stop. That happens to be one of my places on this track. Ironically, there's a few other spots I'm not fast at all. But
I normally. The way I approach it is it's the biggest danger zone on the whole circuit, so it's the spot that I take the.
So right here,
95%.
Right here is exactly where I screw up. Right here in this turn that's coming up to right now.
The long right.
Yeah, the problem is there. I turn in too early, and I end up kicking the rear end around trying to get the car to turn.
Yeah, you got to take a late apex.
Yeah.
Late apex lets you carry a bit more speed up through the corner, and then straight lines the exit of the corner as well, so you can get the power on a bit earlier. But yeah, the bus stop, because it's the spot where you are at most risk of having an incident. I always take it about 90-95%. I don't want to push too hard through the bus stop. I'd rather not kill my car in the bus stop. If I'm going to do it somewhere else, I'm going to do it somewhere I'm actually confident I can send the car. Like up the hill through the S's, for example, just by turning in slightly too late. That's fine. The bus stop to get me, though, no, you're not getting me bus stop. Not going to happen.
Yeah, I just somebody taught me the proper line through the bus stop years ago, and it's just always been that spot for me. Like I can pass there, I can pick up spots there, I make up time there. It's just my thing. So I'm looking here now. It looks like pretty much all of our leaders have completed their pit stops, with the exception of Sean.
All the leaders have pitted.
Well, Corey.
Except for Sean Patchen of the GT4 rookie class. So Cole Malley is in.
And Corey.
The GT4s.
Has Corey Satir? Yeah, he's in now. Okay. Yeah. So some of our guys are just getting in there, last guys, but all of our pro category guys have pitted and they're back out. And Nathan, through the pit stop cycle, he made up a little bit of time, extra time in there. He's pulled out to a little over 5-second lead now. He's out there turning laps right now. So Ryan's going to have to pin his ears back here if he wants to make up that. He's got a little less than 30 minutes to do it. So he's just got to pick up the pace a little bit. We'll see how they get on here with, I'm assuming most of these guys are probably not taking tires, given this new tire model.
As Nathan comes up towards the GT4 traffic at the top of the hill, he luckily gets past without any issues, so he can now push on down towards the bus stop.
Yeah, this is going to be a good. See how close he cut that to that wall, and then the car. You hardly even have to turn the car. Then it's almost a straight line through there.
That's right. You want to shave the hair off the side of the dark horse.
Yes.
On the back of the
You
car. You don't want to take any paint. You just want to trim the hair a little bit.
You want to trim his mane a little bit for sure. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, let's go back here. Jed, who graciously is not sharing his camera with us tonight, I want to thank him for that, since we had about probably 10 messages yesterday about how to share the cam, and how he was going to share his cam with his
To,
son.
to be fair to Jed,
I know.
you and him were then dealing with the issues of the day, Jed.
I know.
So it's
I
like,
know. But I just want to say that Jed's here in second place right now, and he has the leader of the Pro-Am category in his sights, right in front of him, pretty much.
yeah,
And we've got
Kevin
a
Batchelor.
Mustang versus a BMW, which seems to be the two cars this weekend that I've seen in the races I've covered this week, which has been several. Those have been the two fastest cars all week here.
Well, at the moment, you would look at the list and you'd think, well, no, the McLaren's quite fast, the Corvette's fast too. It's interesting the lack of, not support, but the lack of pace of the Porsches, because normally the Porsche would be quite a good car at Watkins. Last year, it was one of the go-to cars for Watkins Glen, along with the Corvette.
Jed just flew by him. Holy cow.
Maybe I should be excited about attempting the Watkins Glen 6-hour in the Mustang on Saturday.
Well, I mean, dude, he put it on that BMW. I'm not sure. I want to go back and see if something happened that maybe he had to slow down a little bit or something. I mean, look, he just drives it in here. And look, Jed's 3 car lengths. Oh, yeah, he got a little. I think Kevin got a little bit Oh, hey, Jed. Jed, come in, give him a little body check. How you doing?
Give him a little door. That's fine. That's some good touring car racing, right?
That is. Actually, I love that.
Bit of door to door. I love door to door racing in touring cars, and then people will complain, "Oh, he doored me out the way." It's like, well, you're racing touring cars. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Don't call into race control unless they have sent you off the circuit into the wall.
Right.
It's a bit of a door.
Look,
just give them a door back.
If they tap you from behind, okay, that was interesting. Thought we had a power outage. I just watched a series on HBO called what was it? I don't know, Day something or another, 0 Day, and it was about the whole world went on a power outage for a minute and how many people died during that minute, and so yeah. Anyway, don't let me get sidetracked.
If when we head back to live, we'll see, Jim, that Jed got that move done. He's got the gap, though, is about half a second at the moment back to Kevin Batchelor in P2 in class. This battle is for P7 overall in the GT at the moment.
Well, now here's something that's good to see. Jacob is making his way back up a little bit, and he is sharing his cam. He's the good Cotterman. But he's making his way back up. I'm not going to stay here too long because I practically wrecked him the last time I was here talking good about him. I won't do that this time. As far as he knows, we're not on him anymore anyway. But he's closing in on Frank Falco Sr. here, who, of course, we know used his fast repair, and I'm sure Jacob obviously used his. And so we've got, they're working their way back up to the field. That's good to see. So that's good.
Yeah, they're still battling their way through. They want the GT4s out of their way.
I'm sure they do.
Because they want to continue this battle on forward at the moment.
Well, I dropped back here to this GT4 battle. Trevor Thompson and Corey Sertoff. I hope that's how you say it. That's probably right.
And Cole Maley as well. They're all separated by about 1.5 seconds. Won't mention the fact that Lance Campbell's got an 11-second gap over P2 in class.
No, what does that mean? Why talk about that?
It can be thrown away in a matter of moments. Jimmy could hit the wall, and there goes the lead.
Boy, isn't that the truth, huh? All right, so it happens to me a lot. That's okay. So this is really what I wanted to do right here. Actually, from the in-car shot, it's like they got plenty of light out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it helps the fact that it's technically a twilight race. The sun was down, but the ambient light wasn't gone yet, so we weren't in complete darkness by the end. So we've still got 23 minutes left to go, or 22 minutes now, here at Watkins Glen.
Uh-oh.
What has happened, Jim?
Kevin Belcher. Or Bachelor. Not Belcher. I'm blind, guys.
He's had a moment in the BMW as he tries to get this car going again. Oh, he hit the bump.
Oh, he sure did, didn't he?
The bump claims another.
Oh,
And
well,
unfortunately, that car on the outside had nowhere to go. Luckily, he pulled it up and didn't hit him.
yes.
Oh,
Oh,
my
my
God.
gosh.
That could have ended so badly.
So bad.
That could have ended so poorly.
Whew.
I believe that might have been Michael Caffery.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow, that was, yeah. He was...
Oh, no. Michael Caffery was up at the bus stop. He had a wild ride
Oh, let's
through
see
the
that.
bus stop, Jim. We'll have a look at this. I'll bring it up for you. I've got it already set to go. He is sending this thing.
Oh.
He nearly put it into the... Oh, he did put it into the wall slightly. Man,
Yeah.
oh, man.
Yeah, he did scuff it there, didn't he? Well, somebody up there...
GT3.
Hey, you got to like this one. You remember this one? That guy up there in front, you see him? He's flashing his lights like a German businessman on the Autobahn. I stole that. I don't remember who I stole it from now, but I like it.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
I have meetings to attend to.
A German businessman on the Autobahn. That was perfect. Thank you for the accent.
No worries. You're welcome.
I'm surprised you haven't done an upstate New York accent at this point.
I mean, I possibly could have, but the upstate New York accent that's basically
it's
just
kind of a Southern Canadian.
Yeah, it's like you think of
oh, here he goes. He's going to make his move
Principal
right here.
Skinner from The Simpsons, and that's basically what it is. As he heads it past.
Did he hold it?
Good move there from Trevor.
He did hold
it. Got the job done. So Michael Smith, Brennan Herzing, continuing their battle at the moment for P8. He got that job done. That was a great move from Trevor.
It was. Nice move.
Oh, who was that just had a wild spin? Was that Kevin? No, it wasn't Kevin again. It was one of the BMWs. It was Stephen Smith in P5 of the GT3 class. Yep. He's kept it going. He just drifted it, though, through the boot.
I'm trying to see if...
Because this is at the front of that battle pack you're focused on. So I'll try and find a moment where it's just... There we go. Here we go. Here it is right here. Oh. I mean, he was full lock, 90 degrees.
I got to give these guys credit, man. This is a night race at Watkins Glen, and these guys, relatively speaking, have not done anything, you know what I mean? Like, they've been able to stop these cars. They've been able to avoid these incidents. That's pretty impressive. It really is. Guys,
one thing I would say is he's probably lucky, Jim, that he's in the Beamer and not in one of the rear mid-engine cars like the McLaren, the Corvette, the Lambo, Audi, or Porsche or Ferrari, because if it was one of those and not the BMW, the rear end was coming round. There was no way in hell he was going to catch that if it was...
That's true. But that's also a good sign that he does understand his brake bias, because if he didn't, it wouldn't matter what car he was in. If he didn't have the brake bias set right, that car would have came around, And so, and you're right, it certainly would have more if it was a mid-engine car. But understanding your brake bias and adjusting it properly through the race and everything is a skill that is drastically underrated. It really is.
Yeah. Being able to fine tune the brake pressure and the brake bias, or the roll bars, or the traction control, or the ABS across the lap is such a tough skill to learn. But it is where you find time. It's where drivers find those little tenths of lap time by going corner to corner and learning the best possible brake bias you can use for that particular corner. Well, it is it's a real struggle.
Formula One drivers practically change the brake bias for half the corners on the track, if not more.
Yep.
I mean, they are constantly changing their brake bias.
And then they've also got a different brake bias So they've got different ranges of brake bias depending on the fuel level in the car,
Yes.
the point of the stint,
Yes.
and what the tyre wear is. They also then, if they're going to go for a move, put the brake bias up to complete maximum so they can send it at the very last moment and get the car stopped without locking brakes. So it's incredible. But they have everything right in front of them to control their car. Their steering wheel is basically a computer.
Yes.
And everything that they need to control that car is on the wheel. They can restart the cars now with the steering wheel. They can do everything they need.
Hey,
Same thing with the prototypes.
We're not that far behind that, even down to these GT3 cars. There's enough adjustments on these cars that if you really, truly understand these cars, you can... I mean, people don't realize if the car isn't turning, you can adjust your brake bias and get it to turn. You know, or if it's oversteering, you can adjust that brake bias and stop it from oversteering on you. It's all right there. You just have to put the time in to understand. And that goes back to what you were saying earlier about how prototype drivers and LMP2 drivers, when they first get into those cars, and even LMP3 drivers as well, in like the Michelin Challenge or whatever it is. Oh, my goodness. Who was that took a lick?
In the Mustang, he towed straight back to pits.
Who was that?
This was it. Todd Beyer in the Mustang. He was further back in the field. He was amongst the GT4. He's had 3 pit stops already tonight, so he caught some dirt on the outside. So the outside tyres... Oh, that is a wild incident. That is high intensity there for Todd. We'll try and get this again.
It seemed like he was just carrying a little too much speed, huh?
So he catches the dirt on the outside. Outside tyres then are a bit dirty. Turns it in. The rear end just goes and bang, straight into the wall.
Yep, sure did.
Nothing he could do at that point. It was a ferocious and quick incident.
So I just want to let everyone know it's not like we've forgotten about the leaders up there, but I mean, there's not a whole lot to look at up there right now. They're, top, they're all 6, 5, 6, 7 seconds, 10 seconds apart up there. I'm just trying to focus on battles that are going on. We will, as the race narrows down here, we got about 15 minutes left. We certainly are going to talk about them and what they're accomplishing up there, but I'm just trying to keep some racing action at this point on your screen, so you got something to look at.
I think over the first 3 rounds of the season, Jim, are probably going to be in a very similar. They're going to be races of survival. So Watkins, Road America, Indianapolis, they're tracks where the cars will eventually spread into their little battle packs. Indy, we're going to get tow trains of probably 3 or 4 cars continuing to battle each other because it's Indy. But those first 3 rounds are going to be where you're trying to survive and everyone's pace is going to be slightly different. Now, some drivers may have more pace this week because they've been practicing for the 6-hour this weekend, so they've actually got some on-track practice amongst them. Road America next week, we may be in for a similar scenario. It's a longer circuit. Same with Indy. I think the first race we're going to get where we're going to have close battles for the majority of the running. It will be a race of survival, but it'll still be giving us good battles. It'll be the Red Bull Ring in round 4. We'll then likely get it for Alton Park and Interlagos the week after as well.
I love Interlagos.
And then we're going to get into Daytona and Sebring, where we're back to grid's going to spread. There's going to be little battles. Then Road Atlanta's going to keep them contained. Bathurst is going to be,
that's going to be
how many?
Wild.
If you've got a lot of laps at Bathurst, you're going to do well. Monza, it's going to be the same as Indy. It's going to be tow train. It's going to be keep it safe. And then there's Spa, which is going to be just keep yourself contained. It's Spa. You're 3 months removed of the Spa 24-hour. Hopefully, you remember where you're.
So while we were chatting there, apparently, and I hate to focus on somebody. I didn't actually show his other incident, but this is Frank Falco, and apparently there's multiple car trouble here. I'm not sure who caused it or what. He's down on the inside. Oh, that car on the outside just turned right into him. That was Sean Patchlin, I believe. Just didn't see him, apparently, and turned right down into him. Now Frank is... Oh, no, please. Well, see, I see more stuff coming up on the incident menu. Oh, he's trying
no. Sean didn't actually turn into him. The rear of the car lit up.
Oh, did it?
And as he was coming around the corner, it gripped and then went straight into the side of Frank Falco's car. So there was not much that Sean could do.
Show that view
Right, hang
again
on.
if you would.
I'll get a better angle of it. So as Sean's coming through the corner, so he turns in, and then the rear just grips,
Oh yeah.
and then the contact's made. So it wasn't much more he could do. It
racing
started
incident,
to slide. Yeah, he caught it, and then I think unfortunately, if there was a race control, they may call that at Sean's fault because he lost control of his car, but it wasn't a deliberate hit or anything like that. As Jed Cotterman, the race leader of the GT3 Pro-Am class, had a spin at the entry to the Cup circuit.
Oh my
He has
goodness.
caught the bump as he looked to go past a GT car, and as he's come round in the Mustang, round she goes and into the wall.
He didn't damage that car too bad if he can get going.
He didn't damage it, but he damaged his race because he not only gave up P7 on the road, he gave up the race lead of the GT3 Pro-Am class with only 11 minutes to go in this race. And crucially, it's 14 seconds to the race leader of that class, Brandon Herdzing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's, boy, I tell you what, I kind of know what Jed's been through today because I rode that horse with him. We had a few little bugs to work out today, so it's unfortunate because I know he had a good session going there, and I'm sure he's thrilled that this is coming off smooth and we're having a great race and all that. But yeah, that's unfortunate for him. I hate to see that.
He's now in pit lane, having to get that car fixed. Maybe fix his
he should have a
confidence
fast
little bit
repair
as well.
though.
Hopefully, but he's actually taken a full stop. He's out.
No, he's out. He just got it fixed and he's gone.
So he's going to come out about 2 seconds behind the battle you've got on your screen there, Jim, of Michael Caffery and Kenneth Clodden. There he is there exiting pit lane to the left-hand side of screen as they come up the hill. So he's at least got something to battle for. That's now P4 in class. There's 18 seconds up to P3 in Brian Scott. So the podium is a bit out of the way for that class, but I would say that anything can happen in the final 10 minutes. If the race leader of the class you're in can have an incident, you can have it in too.
Indeed.
You've got to keep yourself clean.
We're 10 minutes to go here, basically. Let's just touch on the class leaders in second place and just kind of talk about where some people are at. We'll leave it on picture-in-picture. We'll just do it this way. So if you'd like to go ahead and just kind of sum up where everybody's at right now. And
so we got Nathan Biggett, of course, leading the race. He's been leading the whole, started on pole. The only time he gave up the lead was when he was in pit lane, and it has been a dominant performance. Ryan Bajoli went with him off the start, but eventually he lost that lead gap to Biggett of around about 12.8 seconds. He's now got 5 seconds back to Shelby Hoff in P3 of the GT3 Pro class as well. Brandon Herdzing has now claimed the lead of the Pro-Am class after the mistake of Jed Cotterman. He's got Kevin Batchelor 1.6 seconds behind him, chasing him down for the race lead, and then it's Brian Scott. Could be a battle, especially to the end of this race, because Kevin's actually dropped that gap below 2 seconds. It was 2 seconds when Brandon took the lead. And then Brian Scott is 18.5 seconds back off that lead battle. So got a bit of work to do in the next 8 minutes or so. Just, outlap him by 5 seconds and you'll catch him by the end.
That's it. Just 5 seconds to lap and you're in business.
Yeah, you got it. You got it there by the end. For the GT4 AM lead, Lance Campbell is 19.5 seconds up the road by the battle that I have on the bottom screen here of Trevor Thompson and Corey Surtiff, who have been going at it for the last 25 minutes.
Which is why
in the battle for P2 in that class.
Which is why Lance is up 19 or 25 seconds or whatever is 19 seconds, because those two have been battling for half the race.
So their battle continues on for P2 and P3. Cole Malley is about 1.2 seconds off the back of it. And then Carlos Sierra is leading the way at the moment for the GT4 rookie class. Sorry, he's got a good. I'm going to do maths. About a minute ahead of Edward Delano in P2, and then well ahead of Christopher Coy in P3. 8 minutes ahead. 6 minutes ahead of Christopher Coy, who's got about 90 seconds back to P4. So if he can get back out on track.
Let's back up again. So you're saying the second place car in AMs is Quinn Moore on my list. Do I have somebody?
No. For the rookies. For the rookies. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm in rookies. Yeah, in rookies.
Yeah, Quinn Moore is classified as an amateur.
He is. Okay, so let me fix that right now. See, that's our third one. But I called myself out.
He's supposed to be that. Unless I missed him on the list. Hang on, let me check.
All right. I won't change it just yet then.
No, he's an AM.
Okay. All right. Sorry about this, folks. It's week 1 stuff, but it'll be good for the rest of the year. We should be set. All right. Who was I looking up? I'm sorry. My memory's really short.
Quinn Moore. I've also noticed as well, Justin Bach had a wild ride up through the S's.
Golly.
And put that Corvette into the wall. Had to tow back to pit lane. That car was in the top 7 of the race and is now out and in pit lane.
All right,
so
where is Quinn? Why do I not see Quinn?
Unless he joined late, and I didn't add him to the list.
I don't see him. Here, let me do this real quick. This will add him.
He must have been added then.
All right, one quick second. There he is. Yeah, he was not.
He was not on the list. He was not on the list. So
okay, so he is. Do we know what he is then?
Yeah, he's a GT4 AM.
He is an AM. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's why. So that wasn't actually our fault there. Okay, do you see? You were about to say something. You noticed something else? Did you?
So through all that, Sierra lead by around about a minute over Delano in P2, and then Johnny Yannick has now taken P3.
Delano is classified wrong too, then, because he's listed as an AM.
He is a rookie.
He is a rookie, Delano?
He is a rookie, yep.
Our guy with the googly eyes? There's no way he's a rookie.
He's a rookie.
You don't have a rig like that driving
he
the
is
Formula.
He is literally second on the list of the rookie drivers.
Oh, he's sandbagging. We've seen his rig. He's laid back like a Formula 1 driver.
Got an 800 rating, Jim.
Hey, I got an 800 I rating. Well, okay, I'd be an amateur too, but still, that's irrelevant. I mean, I'd be a rookie myself, but still.
Regardless,
he drives a Formula 1 rig. Stop it. All right, I got him squared away. Where's he at? So he fixed his camera, by the way.
He did fix his camera. Fair play to him.
Real quick. There we go.
Just quickly as well on the bottom screen, that battle for P1 in the Pro-Am class has now shrunk to 0.3 of a second. Kevin Batchelor is hot on the heels of Brandon Hertzing at the moment, as the battle for P2 in the GT4 AM class is closely contested as well. So we mentioned this could turn into a battle.
And I'll keep this Pro-Am battle up here.
So it is getting tough and getting tight for these drivers. And the question from Race Directs, where is Jed? Jed crashed out of the race lead of the Pro-Am class.
I haven't even had chat up, guys. I'm so sorry. Golly, I completely forgot about chat.
That's okay.
I'll interact with you guys next week, I promise. Or join us tomorrow night, because tomorrow night...
Kevin Batchelor!
What? No!
Has just had an incident on your screen, Jim.
Oh, my gosh. I wasn't even looking. I'm here.
Oh, it was a turn 1. He caught the outside curb and into the wall. Elected John Swan on the way through.
All right, I'll replay it on the big screen. You stick to yours back there in case something happens. Golly, come on now. Oh, he sure did.
So
look at that. Oh, gosh.
If you thought the race was over...
Hold on.
Think again.
Dog, Bachelor. Let me see this.
Well, I think he decided, Jim, that he was going to give his rose to John Swan there in the end.
Man,
that's for you.
Yes. Oh, I was so busy focused on that was awesome. Okay. I don't know how many people caught that, but dude, that was the bomb right there. That might be one of your best ones. That's as good as your pasta jokes. Let me just tell you. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'll be here all week, at least tomorrow night. Yep. All right. Poor Kevin. That's unfortunate. And he is back out there. So
now Jed Cotterman as well has had another incident.
Oh, no, he didn't.
And I think he might have caught Kenneth Clodden's incident at the bus stop. So as he comes through, Oh my God! Was there contact between them?
Oh, yeah,
Surely
there
not.
was.
It was
Yeah.
indeed.
Oh,
Oh
man.
no!
I wish I'd have turned the brightness up on this a little better. I got
So
it
let's watch
cranked.
this. Oh, it was Jed that actually hit Kenneth on the way through.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
The light switch might be turned off on brighten up the circuit, but it is not turned off in terms of the action. It's going all the way to the end. We've got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Where is our race leader?
You go up, follow
Nathan
him.
Biggett.
I'm jump back to this battle with Satirov, Thompson, and Malley again. It's been the battle of the race, really. These guys have been battling for 30 minutes plus.
So Biggett is coming through the bus stop, and he's got about 1 minute on the clock. I reckon we have got one more lap after this, Jim. I think he can cross the line before the hour. Now, he could lift just give up 5 seconds, and then the race would end on this lap. But it depends if he wants to do another lap or not.
So are you saying that it takes 40 seconds to get to the bus stop from the start-finish line? At least, huh?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is going to be close, actually.
It'll be tight.
Yeah, it'll be.
I reckon it takes 1 minute to get to the toe of the boot. I reckon it does. He's got 10 seconds on the clock, nonetheless. So this will be the final lap.
This is it. Yeah,
he will catch the checkered when he heads up to the line. So for Nathan Biggett, it has been dominance personified on board the 01 Mustang.
Yep.
There's a reason he has the 01 on the car.
Indeed.
He's got the highest I rating in the server of 4.2K, and he's got the first race win of the season. Overall GT3 winner and the GT3 Pro winner as well. Brandon Herzing of the Pro-Am class looks to take that win. Ryan Bajot will take P2. Shelby Hoff will take P3. But they are a world behind Nathan Biggett. The Pro-Am leader is only just come out of the bus stop. That's the gap that he had. It was over 1 minute long.
Right. And let's not forget, these are not different cars. They are exactly the same car.
No, they're the same car.
Exactly the same setup. And clearly, Hertzing is having obviously a good run. He's about to win his class. But that just goes to show you the kind of times that Nathan was putting down. Quite impressive. Very
I think
impressive.
the story for the GT3 class, Lance Campbell has taken the GT4 AMs and the Carlos Sierra's taken the win for the GT. Is if you're a pro car, find some pace.
Yes.
If you're a Pro-Am car, find some racecraft. Keep yourself clean, and you'll come up absolute trumps at the end of it. Because Brandon Herzing has kept this Corvette as clean as you could want. He's got 30 seconds back to Brian Scott behind him as he traverses the final corner. He'll take the GT3 Pro-Am win in the Corvette. It's freedom victory personified here at Watkins Glen. The two US manufacturers take the win on home soil as the burnouts are happening down at turn 1.
Indeed, yeah. That's that's Jed. He's number 7. I know that. And it'd be nice if he had his camera on, but we talked about that already. Probably won't touch on that again.
So I think what we saw there, Jim. So obviously, GT3 Pro is find the pace. GT3 Pro-Am is find the racecraft. Well, for the GT4 AMs, it's fine pace because the racecraft was incredible from P2 back to P4. Those guys were battling pretty much for half an hour.
That was a hell of a race. I'm not, no kidding. That was a phenomenal race. Those three guys, every time we needed action, we could go back to that battle, and it always had action. Almost the whole race. That was insane. Absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get rid of this, and let's get ourselves set up here. Do we have anybody? I don't even know where I'm at. I'm not even in the right server.
Jim,
right now.
I'll give you the hot tip, Jim.
Yes.
set your replay settings to quarter speed.
Yes,
Scroll
thank
back
you.
to the end of the events and find green flag, because that'll at least give you a nice lit up circuit that we can have some B-roll, right?
All right, I can do that probably, maybe, possibly, maybe. There we go. Look at green flag. There we go. Thank you for your big tip there.
No worries.
All
You're
right.
welcome.
So, and who are we going to bring in first?
Well, we've got Nathan Biggett in the interview room, so we might as
Oh,
well chat to
yeah,
our
let's.
ever so dominant race winner.
Well, he did a fine
Um,
job. Fine job today.
Started from pole, won the race by a minute and 11 seconds over Ryan Bajole. Let's have a chat to him. Nathan, congratulations. Dominant performance from you, sir. A minute and 11 second gap back to P2. Just a regular stint practice for the Watkins 6 hour, it seems, and the race win to boot.
Right.
Talking to me?
Oh, there he is.
Oh.
Nathan.
No, it was a great race.
There
for
you
sure.
go. There he is. All right, we got him
now. No, I really enjoyed it. Watkins Glen's a great track. Love it. It's not far from where I live, and looking forward to doing the 6 hours of it here coming up. And it's just fun, man. I loved this new series. It was great. I enjoyed the multi-class racing. I don't think I've ever done GT3, GT4 races before, but it's definitely a great multi-class event with these two cars. There's plenty of speed to get around, but it's just enough traffic to have some fun. Really enjoyed tonight. Great showing for our first race of the season. Looking forward to the rest of the season for sure.
Well, we didn't get you too much on screen because obviously you were leading by a fair way. But when we were checking in on you, you looked very, very clean. You obviously kept it clean as well. Was there any point of the race where you had maybe a couple of scary moments that you had to just take a breath and reset yourself to make sure you didn't make them again? That could have led to something worse.
Yeah, there was one point there in the last stint after the pit stop. I got behind Michael Caffrey, which is a buddy of mine. We were hanging out in Discord, and of course, we're always racing each other, always battling. And I was coming around to lap him, but obviously he's gonna race me hard. And you just, you race your buddies harder than you race everybody else, and it's fun. But he spun it coming out of the bus stop right in front of me, and it was definitely a oh no moment. I really thought I was gonna plow into him and lose the whole race over it, but luckily I was able to avoid him. He just spun, didn't hit the wall, was able to keep going, so no harm, no foul. But it was definitely the biggest scare of the race. Other than that, I mean, all the GT4s did a great job leaving room. There was a few times, you just had to be patient going up through the S's, wait till you get to the top and make your move. You're going to lose time, but just safety is the key word here in this, in these type of races. When you got slower cars, you got to give them what they need for room in certain areas of certain tracks, and the S's was definitely it tonight, and the bus stop, and just knew that, took care of the car, and had a 0x up until my victory lap. I was trying to look at Discord to find this channel, and I ended up getting a 2x hitting the wall, crashing the car after the race was over. But so yeah, it was definitely a clean race, and it was just great to bring the car home without a scratch on it till after the race was over.
Well, we're heading out to, of course, Elkhart Lake next week for America. Maybe a cheesy affair for us over in with. But obviously that circuit can obviously offer its own tests compared to Watkins. It's quite a fair bit longer. It's nearly it's just over a 2-minute lap time, and it's almost a track where it's 3 circuits in one. It feels some of those areas. Do you think that the major spot that the patience is going to have to be important is pretty much in that middle sector from turn 4 up until about the carousel down at turn 8? Or do you think it's more? Do you think maybe be a bit more patient through the kink as well up towards Canada Corner and Thunder Valley? Or do you reckon the GT3 can get past pretty easy those slower class cars around the whole circuit?
Yeah, I would say, like you said, that you're going to have that hard braking zone go down the hard straight into turn 4. And then after that, you're really going to have to be careful all the way up through the carousel. And then even, up to the kink. There's times where if you don't time it right, you're going to have to wait until you're through that kink and make your move. So that whole middle section, like you said, is definitely going to be the part where you're going to have to be patient. But even said, if you catch traffic at the wrong time, any corner can make you check up and have to wait. Going into turn one, if you don't time it right, you're gonna have to check up, and you gotta slow your exit up a little extra so you get a good run off. And it's all about timing with these multi-class races when you catch traffic. You don't want to be on their bumper at the wrong time. You want to leave a little gap and be able to get a run and going. But that middle section would definitely be the hardest part.
Well, it was a dominant performance from yourself tonight at Watkins Glen. Hopefully for yourself in Wisconsin for Road America. Let us know anyone you want to give a shout out to. Nathan, any friends or family who may be for myself, Jim, and us at Motormouth Broadcasting. Appreciate your time coming over chat to us, and congrats on your race win and best of luck next week.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to give a shout out to the guys hanging out with me, the Chop Shop boys. There's quite a few of us come over to run this series. We're really, getting these guys into the GT3 racing more often. So just want to thank them for hanging out with me and enjoying the race tonight. I want to thank Jed for the invitation over to the series, inviting every one of us. And you guys at the broadcast, appreciate you. I haven't seen the broadcast yet, but I can't wait to go look back. I know a lot of these iRacing broadcast groups do a good job, and I'm sure you guys are one of the best in the business, so appreciate you. All the drivers tonight, tip of the cap to them. Really appreciate all the GT4s and GT3 guys giving room, racing clean, having fun tonight. Want to thank Ford. What a great car tonight. And my number one fan watches every one of my iRaces. I always give a shout out. Love you, Mom.
Aw, there we go. Nobody ever recognizes their mom. I like that.
No, that's right. I like that too. Well, Nathan, best of luck next week. Appreciate your time, and best of luck this weekend as well in the 6 hour. Maybe I'll see you on track depending on the time slot you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you next week.
No worries. Thank you.
So, we don't have anyone else in the interview room, so I thought I would mention. I meant to do this. Or do we have somebody in there? I can't see.
No, there's no one in there at the moment.
So I just wanted to mention that if you want to do the league a favor and do us a favor, it doesn't cost you a dime. Is just like and subscribe, like the video. That helps tremendously get the content out to other race fans. High Point did a phenomenal job last week with doing that. We had a lot of shares of the video, and last week's IMSA race had over 1,000 views already. That's phenomenal for this type of racing. Even the best in the business, the biggest broadcasters in the business, struggle to get 1,000 views on some of their stuff. So liking it, sharing it is a huge help, and liking the channel and commenting on the videos and things like that. All of that helps tremendously, and it gets this content out. It gets these drivers seen by other people, and it gets the league exposure. And we certainly appreciate it if you would help everyone out and do that.
That's more than what I get on my channel, and
I know,
I've got some of the fastest Porsche Cup drivers in Australia in my league.
Yeah,
that's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Congratulations.
We're up to like 1.3K already.
Now imagine how good it would be if everyone who watched that video were to hit that subscribe button. As we said, it is free, and it means that you are notified. If you click the bell as well.
Yes.
Whenever we go live here. I mean, there's so much racing offer here on the channel. We want to try and get more out there as well. The dream for me is to be able to do, Monday through Friday morning for Jim, and then I'll be able to do my stuff in the nighttime as well. And then I've only afternoon, and we're getting good. So it's if you guys can support us, it means we can get more broadcast opportunities here on the channel.
Yeah, and
it means we can show off more racing.
We totally appreciate it, and we hope you that you enjoy our goofy sense of humor. Sometimes we get a little off track.
Goofy is the right word.
We sometimes we get a little off track, but we try to have a little fun and bring you some good racing action all at the same time. So I'll turn it back over to you and let you tell everyone goodbye, and we'll see them all tomorrow night for High Point's IMSA race.
Yeah, we appreciate everyone joining us here tonight as well. As Jim said, if you want to try and support us in the series, broadcast it on the channel, hit the like button, subscribe, the bell icon as well. the more exposure that we can get, it means we can get other leagues out there who may not have that exposure at the moment, which then benefits everybody. So we appreciate the support. Thank you as well to Digital Race.
Digital Race Engineer.
Digital Race Engineer for becoming on as a channel.
Yes,
massive thank you to them and to Track Cams as well.
Yeah, Track Cams 22. They provide us all our cameras and some of these incredible camera angles, and they specialize in like the motion blur stuff to really give it a great effect. So yeah, thanks to them as well. And anyway, I'll give it back to you now to say goodbye again.
Tesla Lose in the chat saying he thinks we should have cams for us. People may unsubscribe if they see both of us on the channel.
I'm too good looking, man. You don't look. Hamish already has a problem. His lady, she, I think he has an issue with her because she always wants to say hello to me, and that's without even knowing how good looking I am. Can you imagine what she's going to do when she finds that out?
Jim, she knows. I found your Instagram. We have both seen you, and
that's true.
And we yeah, she is like, oh, it's Big Jim. Yeah, she does. So
no, we the funny part is, we just met doing this broadcasting, and we kind of enjoy working together. So we're doing a lot of this stuff. But anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Clearly, I'm not going to let Hamish say goodbye, so I guess I'll go ahead and do it. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for High Points IMSA series, same time. Well, let me rephrase that. The normal
25
time,
minutes earlier tomorrow.
Yes, the normal time, not 25 minutes late like we were tonight. And we'll be set up for another great night of IMSA racing. That was such a blast last week. We're at Sebring. Should be a lot of fun. So thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night. And if not, maybe we'll see you on the track.